Hi everyone, it's Shay, and this is my portion of the project. I had the situation regarding the missing watch. So let me get this off the screen and then I'll take you to the background information. So the issue at hand is Sherry's watch wasn't working. She decided that she was going to leave it with Odie, the jeweler, for repairs. She was going out of town for the next couple of weeks on vacation, so she had asked him to send the watch to her house. And then once the repairs were completed, then, that would be the process. Odie did the repairs and then shipped the watch to Sherry via Federal Parcel Service. They delivered the watch to the wrong house. So you can imagine that being an issue. After an investigation, it was discovered that what happened was it was delivered to the wrong house. The courier attempted to correct the issue and tried to go back to her neighbor's house and retrieve it and then try to return it to Sherry. So the major question is, did a trespass to chattel occur or did a conversion occur? Did both occur? What's the situation? So I set out and did some research on Westlaw and I found this. It basically just talks about the elements of trespass. And it says that one is interference with the right of exclusive possession of one's land, and two, an invasion of property that is the direct result of some act committed by the defendant. In addition to entering land, the tort of trespass to land can be committed by placing objects on the property, by causing a third party to go onto the property, or by remaining on property after the expiration of the right of entry. There is no requirement that the claimant show an intention to invade upon another's interest. The intent required to prove the tort of trespass is that the actor intends to be at the place on the land where the trespass occurred, regardless of whether he or she honestly and reasonably believed that the land was his or her own, or that he or she has the consent of the possessor of the authorized agent, or that he or she has a mistaken belief that he or she has some other privilege to enter. A trespass occurs if the actor places something on the land of another with the permission of the then owner, who subsequently sells the land regardless of whether or not the actor was informed of the sale. So basically, this is going along with it and saying that even though the delivery person was under the assumption, for whatever reason, that the house that he had delivered the watch to was Sherry's, the fact that it was not will qualify that action as a trespass, because he really had no business being on the person's property, yet alone dropping something off and then coming back and getting it. That was definitely an evasion of exclusive possession of the person's land. And then I found a case, Reeves versus Meriden. It's involving a short line railroad operator. He brought action against the property owner for replevin, seeking to recover rail cars stolen, or not stolen, but stored on spur track on the properties. The property filed counterclaims for conversion, unjust enrichment, and trespass. After replevin claim was dismissed, the Circuit Court, Clark County, Robert Walter Bailey J. granted railroad operators motion for summary judgment on the counterclaims. So after that, the property owner appealed. So basically, as far as conversion goes, there is a conversion only when there is an intent to exercise dominion or control over goods which is inconsistent with the owner's true right. Trespass can be committed by, among other acts, placing an object on the person's land. Like I previously stated, a trespass is even committed if the trespasser has a good faith belief that he or she has the right to enter the land in the first place. So that is basically just touching bases on what I just previously said. But as far as, okay, I'm ahead of myself. But as far as the conversion aspect of it, this basically tells you So going back to this point about it only being a conversion when there is an intent to exercise dominion or control over the goods, a better answer was provided by just doing a Google search, and I just typed in what is conversion toward, and it gave me the elements of conversion and then a brief definition. Can't talk. Definition, and it basically said conversion is a tort that exposes you to liability for damages in a civil suit. It applies when someone intentionally interferes with personal property belonging to another person. So to answer that aspect, I take you to my last slide, and you saw a brief portion of that before I went to this other page, but I'm going to take you back to it so you can just see for sure what my answer is regarding whether or not it was a trespass to chattel or conversion. And then the answer is yes, yes, and yes. And I found that to be correct pursuant to the case law that I found, as well as the statute that I found that explicitly described the term as well as the elements of that term. So I hope you guys found this to be helpful as far as me being the plaintiff in this situation with Sherry and her missing watch. And that's it, guys. Good night.